Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to a Friday night edition of Trailblazer Volleyball. Tonight, we have a matchup between the Mountain Lions of Colorado Springs against your very own Lady Trailblazers. I'm your play-by-play guy, James Guerin. Couldn't do it without CEC TV, and I'm glad that you guys could join us for an exciting Friday night matchup inside the Student Activity Center. And boy, oh boy, should it be a good one. Dixie State comes into this game with a 10-5 record overall. And in conference play, they are 5-2 so far. They are tied for third in the division, or in the conference, should I say. And as for the Mountain Lions, they are just about in the middle of the pack right now, 4-3 in conference play and 6-9 overall. So trying to get into the upper part of the conference, the Mountain Lions are, and Dixie State trying to remain with the top three in the conference so far. Earlier this week, Dixie State got a victory, a three-game sweep victory, as a matter of fact, 3-0 over Westminster College in-state rival, if you want to call it. Bragging rights is what I like to call it. A 3-0 win on Tuesday. Then, of course, tonight's matchup and tomorrow night's matchup as well. And that one will be a highly anticipated matchup. Two of the top three teams in the conference going at it, trying to one-up each other. So Dixie State, their leading scorer coming into tonight's matchup, Toa Faleo, with 149 points so far. She has been an absolute nightmare for opposing defenses, and throughout the game, we are going to see her getting her name called quite a lot. And that overhand spike, my goodness, it is so hard to return, get any hands on those spikes of hers, and it's so tough. And right behind her, Meg Trainer with 146 points, and I like to call her the wild card of this team. She can do it all. She can set, she can dig, she can serve, she can do everything. She can even block if you need her to. She can do everything that you can ask her to do, and Coach Felder is absolutely thrilled to have Meg Trainer on her squad. As for the Mountain Lions, their leading scorer is Taylor Smith with 162.5 points coming into tonight's matchup with 144 kills. So she is the go-to player for the Mountain Lions tonight. And Josie Russell right behind her with 144 points. And that has 119 kills as well. For the Mountain Lions, their last game was last week Saturday against Black Hills State, where they fell 3-1. And before that, South Dakota School of Mines, they won in 4 sets, 3-1. Dixie State currently on a 2-game winning streak right now, and that goes back to last weekend against Fort Lewis and Westminster College. And then, of course, tonight against Colorado Springs, and tomorrow, Colorado School of Mines. And that game will be at 3 p.m. I'll announce that later on in the broadcast. But tonight, 6 p.m. start here pretty soon. Just going to announce the starting lineups here pretty soon. And a pretty decent-sized crowd here tonight, Friday night. And Tuesday night had a pretty good turnout, and Friday night looking a little bit larger than it was Tuesday night. And the one player on the Trailblazers side that doesn't necessarily get enough credit for what she does is Jordan Nelson. Jordan Nelson, I mean, I think last game on Tuesday against Westminster, she had 26 assists in 3 sets alone. So look for her tonight to set up her teammates even more, and she is just all over the court, and we're going to call her name a lot tonight. Jordan Kinsey and Lauren Brown get the call for the Mountain Lions. Grace Nelson also getting the start. Raylan Edge. Number 11, Lauren Shockley. Taylor Smith, as I mentioned earlier, getting the start for the Mountain Lions tonight. And Josie Russell, the final starter for the Mountain Lions. And they are coached by head coach Christy Elder. Yeah, as you heard it right there, your starters for your home squad, the Dixie State Trailblazers. Number 1, Jordan Nelson. Number 4, Rebecca Ferris. getting the start here in tonight's matchup. Number 6, the All-American Lauren Gamble. Number 9, Miranda Ekblad. And the libero, number 10, McKenna Nelson. And number 13, Megan Schrainer, getting the start here tonight. One of 2 All-Americans for Coach Felder and her squad. And number 19, Toa Faleo, the team's leading scorer. The final starter tonight. And, of course, Dixie State is coached by head coach Robin Felder, her 8th season with the program. Now we're going to step aside for our nation's anthem, and we'll be back in 2 minutes right here on the DSU Trailblazer Volleyball Network.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
And welcome back inside the Student Activity Center, just moments away from first serve, and we actually do have a full crowd here tonight. Looks like most of the football team is to my right, and they're always so supportive of this volleyball team. It really does make this atmosphere a lot better. And Colorado Springs getting their final chance in before tonight's matchup. And Dixie State, of course, like I said, with a clean sweep on Tuesday and looking for more of the same. And maybe some of the football players brought the brooms tonight after watching Tuesday night's matchup. And we're just about to find that out here pretty soon. And a busy weekend for Trailblazer sports. Of course, we got football tomorrow night against Simon Fraser. That will be next door to us at Trailblazer Field. That will be at 7 p.m. kickoff time. So volleyball at 3 p.m. and then football at 7 p.m. And I will be at both of those. I'll be here tomorrow night as well, here inside the Student Activity Center, and then run over to Trailblazer Field. And Jordan Nelson now to start things off here for tonight. And away we go. And quick attack right there, but Ferris cleans it up. And a chance right here. Quick attack again, blocked at the net and popcorning around, but Dixie State able to return it. And a missed set, I believe that was Raylan Edge, who tried to set up Smith, but just a little too short. A little too short. So Dixie State on board first. He's going to find Smith again, and that one's blocked at the net. And just popped over that front wall, so a chance right here, and Faleo. And out of play. As I mentioned earlier, Faleo with that power behind those hits, and maybe just a little bit too much power on that one. She was trying to find that back corner and just missed by about a foot. It's going to finish with Trainer, and Trainer saying, just letting you guys know I got some power too. As that one sails beyond the back line, and chance right here for Faleo, and Faleo gets a point for Dixie State. We're going to take another look at it right here. The defense was there, perfect timing, just couldn't quite get it in play. And that's when that power comes into play, and here's Faleo. And Smith, Trainer's right there to clean it up. And Johnson. Another chance here for the Mountain Lions. And quick attack, but Nelson is right there, but Nelson couldn't quite keep it in play. And the Mountain Lions capitalize and regain the lead. And that's going to be Josie Russell getting the kill for the Mountain Lions. And back door to Trainer, and Trainer finding the open space. And just out of reach of Allie Morgan. Morgan had to dive to try and even make a play on that one, and just popped it right over the head of Jordan Kinsey. It's a bending run, but Trailblazers are all over it. Big swing, and that's going to be Ekblad. And Ekblad getting in on the action early from that center position. And a couple players for the Mountain Lions got a hand on it, just couldn't keep it in play. And that's going to be a serving ace for McKenna Nelson. Had a lot of dip behind that one. We'll take one last look at it. And it dipped all right. And that's going to be back-to-back serving aces for the other Nelson sister. And low serves back-to-back catches the Mountain Lions off guard. Third time's a charm, and it bounces off the net and to the ground. And a timeout here for Coach Chrissy Elder here early, down by 4. And we're going to take a timeout as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the DSU Trailblazer Volleyball Network.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars.
Wow.
But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Welcome back to Trailblazer Volleyball, where Dixie State holds on to a 7-3 lead over the Mountain Lions of Colorado Springs, and 3 sets, 3 serving aces, should I say, in a row for McKenna Nelson, and that caused the timeout from Coach Elder. And 2 of them low and not returnable, and the third one just kind of rolled off the net and into the ground, and maybe just a little mental, just a little bit of focus from the Mountain Lions side just to clear everybody's head out of the way. And out of the timeout, here we go. And blocked at the net. Johnson's right there. And Trainer, I'm going to call I'll say it was a net violation. The Mountain Lions touched the net, but either way, Trainer got it to fall. And that would be Lauren Shockley. And that one was blocked, I believe. It looked like it was blocked from the head, but the Mountain Lions return it. And Trainer. And dangerous chance right here. Rolling off the net, and Trainer thought she could have it. Well, that front wall for the Mountain Lions with the stuffage. As I think it caught the Trailblazers off guard there for just a second for them to even get denied. Switching points of attack. Dangerous chance right here. Johnson, big swing. Backdoor to Ekblad. And Ekblad is going to come through. And that was off the hands of Emily Edel. And just switching up points of attack. And Jordan Nelson is just so good at picking up which side the defense isn't at. Is it backdoor? Is it in front of her? Is it in the middle? I mean, she's the one that commands this offense. The setup for Johnson. Johnson, big swing. And Johnson showing the Mountain Lions that, hey, you know, we all know about Faleo and Trainer, but don't forget about me. I got some power as well. So 10-4 here in the first set. And that serve outside the line from Trainer. So here's Shockley. Mountain Lions with a chance right here. Tipped at the line. And it's going to find the middle to Faleo, and Faleo fires. Calling for a tip, but no tip, so a point for Colorado Springs. And Faleo coming in from the back row. Now having to adjust to her power, but still misfired. Because that time just had to play it safely. Switching it all the way over, but the front wall's right there, but out of play. So back to 3 points in a row for the Mountain Lions. And down by 3. It's going to find Johnson. Big swing off the front net. The Mountain Lions keep it alive. And big swing and a miss. That front wall, I believe Ekblad and Collins were there. It looked like Collins was the one that actually got the hand on it. So quick attack, and not able to keep that one alive is Johnson, and 5 points in a row for the Mountain Lions, and all of a sudden it's a 1-point game. Coach Felder nearly called a timeout, but not worrying just yet. So there's Shockley again. Backdoor to Ekblad. A lot of spin beyond that one. And again, that is Grace Nelson, who capitalized on the single coverage, which was Collins on the play, and Collins just was not close enough to the net to block it. And dangerous chance right here. And the Mountain Lions regain the lead 11-10, and Coach Felder not liking what she sees and takes a timeout. We're going to keep it here. But a 7-0 run right now for the Mountain Lions. And Coach Felder noticed it and tries to take any momentum away from the Mountain Lions. And Dixie State, I mean, the last couple of points that they have surrendered, players are running all over the place. They're They're making these plays on the move and doing whatever they can to try and keep it alive, and it just looks like the organization is a little bit lost out there. So then Coach Felder noticed it and calls the timeout for the Mountain Lions. They've been capitalizing so far here early on from those mistakes of Dixie State. And they were down 10-4 what seemed like just a few minutes ago, and they all of a sudden come roaring back to take the lead. Just when you thought Dixie State, they were going to easily take set number one, Mountain Lions are saying, not this time. We're going to actually make you guys work for it. So 11-10 in favor of the Mountain Lions. And even the student section right in front of me is a pretty decent-sized crowd as well. Looks like it's going about 8 rows back. And out of the timeout, here we go. And Johnson's hit, not even close, as that set looked like it was just a little bit outside. It would have been a tough angle regardless. So an 8-0 run now. And it's going to finish with Waddell. Mountain Lions with another chance right here. Smack! And through. Looked like it was Edel. Excuse me, that was Hannah Ammerman. Low serve again. It's going to be a serving ace. So a 10-0 run for the Mountain Lions. And they are up by 4. Back-to-back serves now where it almost looked like it's going to be short of the net. Shockley working some magic, and there's another low serve. And smack, but Nelson's right there. Dangerous chance right here. And Dixie State keeps it alive. Gonna be from Ammerman again. Blocked at the net. And Dixie State finally gets on board after a 10-0 run. And Dixie State almost surrendered their own point, and then all of a sudden Johnson using every inch to block it and comes through. Dangerous chance right here, and that hit out of play. And I believe that was Lauren Brown who was trying to make a play on it, but not happening. So here's Johnson again. Outside. And Nelson's right there, and that's going into the student section as that one bounced off the hands of Nelson. Backdoor to Collins. Big swing from Collins. And that one hit the ground right before a Mountain Lion player could get a hand on it. So Collins timing that one perfectly. Collins only stands at 5'9", but the way she jumps, you'd think that she'd be about 6'1", and that is an ace from Miranda Ekblad. As the Mountain Lions called it out, nobody made a play on it, but see right there, just in front of the official. Low serve bouncing off the net, and the Mountain Lions keeping it alive. And popcorning around, but able to keep it alive. Big swing, and she hits it right at Ekblad, and Ekblad just a couple inches short to make a play on it. As the wall was a little bit late to get there. If they would have been together, we might have been talking about a stuffed turkey. Here's Edge. Backdoor to Collins. And it's going to find Smith. And quick attack, Gammel's right there. Tipped at the wall, diving from Nelson, and quick attack from Trainer. And back and forth rally we have here And Faleo smacks it, and Faleo comes through again for Dixie State. That was a great rally from both sides, and Faleo finally coming through. And gonna find Gamble in the middle and keeping it alive. And blocked again is Gamble. And finding Gamble in the middle, and Gamble fires it in there. And to tie the game up at 16 all. And feeding Gamble here the last couple of possessions, as only one other player on the Mountain Lions side stands at 6'2" as well, and the Mountain Lions get a point from the mistake of the Dixie State side. So 17-16 here in the first set. And now from Allie Morgan, out of play, so we're tied up again. Left-handed server, so maybe that caused the direction of the hit to go to the left and outside. Blocked at the line. Chance right here for Dixie State. And Johnson, big swing, and out of play on the return. So Sid Johnson with the kill for Dixie State. And Dixie State back on top. And having to play it safe, so a golden chance right here for the Trailblazers. Trainer comes flying in, but the Mountain Lions able to return. And good direction from Edge, as Faleo was in the vicinity, but just a split second behind. And that was actually Taylor Smith for the Mountain Lions. There's Kinsey. And finds Trainer, blocked initially. And Gamble from the middle, and Gamble comes through again. And just when you think that Nelson's going to go outside to Trainer, she just says, nope, we're going to feed Gamble, and see that space right there in the open? That's exactly what Nelson was looking for. And Ekblad having to improvise. So outside chance, and it's blocked by Ekblad. So back-to-back points for Ekblad. As she came running over and just had to put one hand on it to deny it. Back door to Smith, and Nelson's right there. Dangerous chance right here, and Nelson able to keep it alive. And Jordan Nelson having to punch that one out of the air. My goodness, where did she get that from? She had to punch it up. Couldn't even set it properly, but that is a legal hit. And we've seen multiple plays like that from Jordan Nelson throughout this entire season. And she only does stand at 5'6", so a lot of the times she has to adjust her body in all different kinds of directions in order for her to make a play. And that's exactly what she did right there, having to punch it out and, being able to keep it on their side. So a timeout for Coach Elder and the Mountain Lions once again. So it was 10-4 in favor of Dixie State early on in this set. And then all of a sudden the Mountain Lions went on a 10-0 run to go up 14-10. And since then, Dixie State on an 11-4 run. And that is where we stand so far, 21-18. And Dixie State has caught fire within the last couple of points, surviving a couple of lengthy rallies and improvising their own hits. And what a comeback it's been. So both teams with their helpful coaching tips and We are ready to resume play. McKenna Nelson continuing to serve. And rolling on the net, and so another chance right here. And Jordan Nelson again keeping it alive, and that's blocked. And it's gonna find Trainer, big swing, and she comes through, zooming by edge. And that wouldn't have happened if Jordan Nelson didn't go running into the scores table to try and keep that one alive. And backdoor to Trainer, and Trainer comes through again. And on the defensive side, I believe it was Brown and Shockley. It looked like Shockley got all of that one, but out of play. So 23-18 now here in the first set. To find Shockley, tipped at the line, and two players for Dixie State diving for the ball, so no play, and Shockley gets the kill for the Mountain Lions. So here's Uddle. And backdoor to Trainer, and Trainer, a perfect set from Jordan Nelson. My goodness, going backwards and switching the field of attack completely. And you couldn't have put that in a better place, my goodness. And we are at game point here in the first set. Bending run from Brown, and is this the chance right here Dixie State needs? And it is. Miranda Ekblad with the kill. And the final point here in set number one. 25-19, Dixie State wins set number one. We're gonna take a 90-second timeout. When we come back, some analysis and stats from that first set. Don't go anywhere. You're watching volleyball on the DSU Trailblazer Volleyball Network.
You can achieve a lot using your imagination. I mean, I don't like to brag, but... Wait, who's that? And why is she all over these achievement awards? But with STEM, the sky's the limit. Shaboom! Use STEM to envision... Okay, I'm seeing it. Yeah. Invent...
Got any ideas?
I've got a few, actually. And create a better world.
Told you she's super smart.
If she can STEM, so can you. Find out more at She Can STEM.
Si los amas como para reaprender ecuaciones, para poder enseñárselas, entonces los amas como para visitar en htsa.gov/protegidos y comprobar que van correctamente abrochados en el asiento tras.
Play Eric Almirola's Race Day Mix.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back inside the Student Activity Center, where Dixie State just won set number one, 25-19. And my, oh my, what a performance from the entire Trailblazers side. And I think we know who player of that set was so far, and I'm going to go ahead and say it was Jordan Nelson. My goodness. And I know she doesn't get a lot of points. She's the setter of the team, but the plays that she was making, running all the way from back and forth each side, making plays, setting her teammates up perfectly. And I think it's easy to say that Jordan Nelson is on fire right now, and that is the player that the Mountain Lions need to watch out for. and currently unavailable to give stats out right now, as seems be a little bit of an issue from the stats side, so I'm unable to give you guys any stats. I apologize for that. But 25-19 was the score of that first set. And Dixie State looking to end this one rather early. And just moments away from the start of the second set, Dixie State making some final pregame pump-up comments. And just about ready, and this time the Mountain Lions will go ahead and serve to start things off. And to start it off is Lauren Shockley. So low serve. And finding Trainer, and Trainer nearly coming through. Good adjustment there. And that third and final hit coming off of Grace Nelson, unable to make it over the net. So Dixie State again strikes first. So here's Faleo. And dangerous chance right here, and rolling on the net and out of play. That front wall was anticipating that power hit, but instead just kind of rolled around the net and then out of play. Bending serve. And dangerous chance right here. And I believe that's Brown that's going to get credited with the point. And Gamble thought the ball was probably going to go back over the net, so she was waiting for the block on the return. Instead, it just fell right in front of her. A chance right here for the Mountain Lions, and blocked again. And Lauren Gamble, who else, was voted RMAC Defender of the Week last week. So the Mountain Lions another chance right here, and kind of going back and forth on the net, and a point for Dixie State. It looked like it was an illegal hit. So 4-1 here early on in the second set. And it's going to finish with Nelson, and then Nelson for the Mountain Lions is able to come through, as that one went to McKenna Nelson. Well, there's 3 Nelsons now between the two squads. And Raylan Edge now to serve for Colorado Springs. And that serve is low, so a freebie point for the Trailblazers. So here's Trainer. And it's going to find Smith, and Smith is blocked, so another chance right here. And no communication between the Mountain Lions, and so that ball just falls harmlessly to the ground. Nobody knew who was supposed to go for it. And it is now 5-2. And that serve from Trainer going out of play, so evens out the free points. Allie Morgan now to serve. And it's going to find Johnson, big swing, but that ball didn't even go over the net, so play stops right there. So it's 6-4. Scores table is 1 point off. And Johnson having to hit it with their left hand, and Johnson improvising on this set and actually comes through. So serve from Johnson. Quick attack and bouncing off the net in Russell getting a kill. So both teams just going back and forth here so far, and hard to adjust when the ball hits the net. It's kind of like a football. You never know which way it's going to go. And swinging it over to Faleo and hit the speaker on top of the roof, and so the Mountain Lions get another chance. It's going to finish with Faleo again. Quick attack, and Lauren Brown right in the middle for the Mountain Lions. And that strong first hit from Faleo looked like it was going to be a point for Dixie State, but the ball hit the speakers in the middle of the gymnasium, so they got another chance. And Collins comes flying in, but misfires and out of play. So all of a sudden, we're tied at 7 apiece. She gets up there and hops, but just a little bit too high on that hit. And that serve coming off of Kinsey, and an error for her. And that serve just didn't get the spin she wanted. And here's Ekblad. And trading serving errors, both teams right now. And so good awareness from both sides to watch both of those sail beyond the line. And backdoor to Collins, and Collins is denied. It looked like Brown and Shockley were there. It looked like Brown might have gotten the hand on it. But yeah, Collins only 5'6", but and Dixie State getting a point. And it's going to be Faleo. And here's Jordan Nelson now. Bending run from Brown, but Nelson's right there. It's going to find Trainer. Perfect position on that one in that back left corner. No one was even in the vicinity of that one. Well, good awareness from Trainer once again. Trainer switching it over to Faleo, and Faleo playing it soft. And he's going to finish with Trainer again. Another soft hit. Tipped out the line. Ferris keeps it up. He's going to find Faleo. And Faleo misfires. So the Mountain Lions back out on top. And Shockley now to serve for Colorado Springs. And Dixie State going back and forth here in this second set. One team gets a point, another one gets a point. And again, that's Jordan Nelson with that flick. I like to call it a little flick. And catching the defense off guard. And big swing from Ammerman, and Ammerman is denied. I believe it was Gamble and Johnson were there. It looked like Johnson got the full block on it. Chance right here, and back-to-back stuffs. And Gamble and Trainer are there this time. Dixie State has the height advantage in this one. with the Mountain Lions only having 2 players standing over 6 feet tall versus Dixie State 7. So Dixie State clearly with the height advantage, and we are seeing that so far with that front row just blocking more and more shots throughout this matchup. And 13-10 here in the second set. And a little bit of a closer game as far as early on in the set. I mean, neither team going on a large run, keeping it relatively close. And Coach Felder probably just clearing up some little things. They haven't made too many mental mistakes in this set so far. It's been a pretty clean game as far as their standards go. And as for the Mountain Lions, I mean, they're hanging in there in the middle of the pack of the conference. And they're showing Dixie State that, hey, we can play with you guys. Just a couple more things have to go their way in order to come out with a victory in this one. So fresh out of the timeout, Faleo to start it off again. And that is going to come off the hands of Grace Nelson. And she was trying to hit it to the far side of the court and out of play. Mountain Lions with a chance right here, and they're going to call a set error on Emily Uddle. So Brown having to improvise. It's going to finish with Trainer, and Trainer is going to fire. And that deflection off that front wall through the back line off guard. And Trainer with the kill. So 16-10 here now. And there's Nelson again blocked, having to punch it up, and confusion between Dixie State side and the Mountain Lions, but a sigh of relief and get back on board. Here's Brown. Gamble, and Gamble gonna come through for the Trailblazers in that middle attacking spot. It looked like Russell was there, but just couldn't quite return the block. And Nelson getting her number called a lot and stuffed again from that front wall. It looked like it was Ekblad who came running in late. And Nelson, once again, she is getting fed here from the Mountain Lions, but she misfires again. And it looks like they're switching it over from Smith, who isn't in the game right now, the team's leading scorer, and they are going for Nelson. Mountain Lions with another chance right here. And it's going to finish with Johnson, but dangerous chance right here. And the Mountain Lions capitalize on that set from Ekblad. So 19-12 now. Dixie State with a comfortable lead. But here's Edge. And Nelson again, and off the hands of Faleo and to the ground. Edge again. Backdoor to Trainer. And the Mountain Lions were not ready for it, and Trainer, look like she was a little bit angry on that one. as nobody got a hand to it. Trainer again. And there's Smith. But Smith's hit out of play. And almost looked like it split that front wall entirely. And a serving ace for Meg Trainer, and that one kind of awkwardly came off the hands of Kinsey. And so now Dixie State well in control of this game, up by 9. Dangerous chance right here, and I'm going to say I believe the Mountain Lions went over the net on that one. It touched the net, so Dixie State now up by 10. Bending run, Faleo's right there. And quick attack from Ekblad. And Ekblad inside the line, and the football team is loving it over there. And we are at game point here in the second set. Can Trainer finish them off? It's going to find Smith, and Smith is blocked, and it's going to stay in bounds. And that is how set number 2 is going to finish. Looked like it was Ekblad once again with the stuffage. So a 2-0 set series lead for Dixie State going into halftime. 25-19 and 25-13 we are at. We'll be back in 2 minutes with more analysis before the start of set number 3. Don't go anywhere. It's the DSU Trailblazer Volleyball Network.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
Welcome back inside the Student Activity Center, Dixie State. well in control of this matchup tonight over Colorado Springs, 2-0 and 25-19 and 25-13 were the scores of those first 2 sets, and still unavailable to give you guys any stats, so I apologize for that. But after the first 2 sets, I think it's clear and easy that Jordan Nelson is the one that is making the most damage for Dixie State so far. After the first 2 sets, I mean, yeah, you can make your case for Vallejo and Trainer as always, but multiple points throughout both sets. Jordan Nelson has been flying over, even having to reach over the scores table, or nearly, running into the scores table to get a point for her team, and it shows a lot of heart. And I remember watching her 2 years ago and just thinking, the freshman, yeah, and then every year since then she has just gotten better and better, and her leadership has taken off. So Jordan Nelson, a big part of this Trailblazer volleyball squad now, and now is joined by her sister, McKenna Nelson. So 4 more years of the Nelson family here in Dixie State. So if you cannot make it to tonight's game, there's always one tomorrow. That will be at 3 p.m. right here inside the Student Activity Center, and that will be against Colorado School of Mines. And they are tied right now with Dixie State in the conference right now. Both are 5-2, but School of Mines a little bit better record overall. So that game will be one to remember. I mean, at home, where Dixie State plays really, really well at, against another team who's in the top of the conference. So that one will be fun tomorrow night. And so just moments away from the start of what could be the final set of the night. And the Mountain Lions going to do whatever it takes to make sure that they don't leave St. George without a set win. So Dixie State will be first to serve here in the 3rd set. And all smiles from their side. And Jordan Nelson going to start it off. So first attack here in the set, and that's going to be Ammerman. And Ammerman gets on board first for the Mountain Lions. Johnson first to it. I'm going to find Vallejo comes flying in. It's another chance right here. And blocked at the line and keeping it alive somehow. So back and forth we go. Good rally. And that hit, not even close, and that's going to come off of Shockley. So Vallejo now to serve for the Trailblazers. And a bad set, but somehow they keep it up, and then the official said, nope, never mind. That one wasn't even going to make it over the net, so Dixie State up 2-1 now. And Vallejo again. And that one coming off of Ammerman, and this time she will not be denied, as that one just sneaks in right in front of that front wall, and I believe it was Gamble that got a hand on it, just a little too far away from the net. Nelson setting up Trainer, and Vallejo having to run over and keep it alive. And they're going to call a net violation, as Mount Lions had a sort of run all over the place for that one. McKenna Nelson now. Quick attack. And here's Trainer. And Trainer going to get that one to fall as Allie Morgan kind of stuck her hand out there for a split second. She thought about not hitting it, but instead gets a little bit of it, and a point for Dixie State. And that one's going to come off the face of Faleo, but no problem. She gets up, smiles, and walks it off. So that one came off of Brown. And here's Uddle. It's going to finish with Faleo. A lot of dip beyond that one. And they're going to say a set error coming off of Johnson. And just like that, tied at 4-all. So Uddle again. And he's going to finish with Johnson, and Johnson is blocked. I believe it was Brown who was there, who is the tallest player in right now. And she just denied that and said, nope, not today. And Faleo ducking out of that one, and that serve goes out beyond the line. And sub for the Trailblazers for the first time is Haley Oviatt de Villiers. And here's Trainer. And Smith coming in from the middle, and nobody from the Trailblazer side in the middle of that defense, and Brown just exploited that. As they were playing that U-shape formation, leaving that middle part of the court wide open. Swinging it over to Oviatt. And it's going to finish with Oviatt again. Tipped at the line. Mountain Lions able to recover. Oviatt again, and Oviatt's been getting her name called, but misfires as that one out of play on the near side. So Oviatt with 3 straight attempts. And that serve short coming off of Shockley, so a freebie for the Trailblazers. And here's Johnson. Tipped at the line. Johnson's right there. And it's going to find Faleo, and Faleo is stuffed. And once again, it's Lauren Brown, and Brown's been in the right place at the right time a couple times throughout this set now. Looks like the officials just getting some substitutions right between the scores table. But 8-6 so far. Mountain Lions out in front. And not quite too sure what the confusion could be. If it's a substitution. And it looked like it might be that. And just trying to get everything right. I mean, no fault from the officials at all. I mean, you see it even in the professional side, you know, the extra conversations and the extra discussions between the officials all together. And it's not to slow down momentum. It's not to, you know, throw the other teams off guard. They just want to get the game right. And I feel like a lot of people, especially when it comes to that professional side, you know, they get kind of fed up. But, I mean, the officials, they're just trying to do their job. They're trying to get it right. And I think that's what this extra discussion is going on, and maybe Coach Felder a little surprised, and maybe she's not even seeing what happened wrong, but the officials may have caught it. And I mean, she doesn't seem frustrated. Oh, they're saying, is this the first time you've been in this set? Which I believe it was. I know she was in the first set, but this is the first time, in fact, that she has been in this set. I think that's maybe what they've been discussing over there. And I haven't seen this so far in all my games that I've called. And maybe they're just getting some clarification from the Mountain Lions side. And now even the statisticians down there talking to the officials, and my goodness, this is a super long discussion going on between the head official and everybody. And Coach Felder maybe just a little, I wouldn't say annoyed, but just kind of thrown off that this has taken so long. And I'm trying to read lips here. But if they are talking about Rebecca Ferris and her time being in this set, this is her first appearance in the third set. She did make an appearance in the second set, and it looks like everything's all good and about to resume play. And Ekblad comes flying in on that bending run and comes through. So here's Ekblad. And Trainer going to switch over to Faleo, and Faleo it's going to finish with Faleo again. So another chance here for the Mountain Lions. And that's going to find Nelson. And I think that split the wall for just a second. And it did, and it was just a foot out in front of Ekblad. So here's Edge. And Trainer trying to set up Gamble on that one, and the rhythm was not there, so an error from Trainer. And Gamble has hops, but I don't think she has those kind of hops. Would have been a heck of a play. So quick attack from Smith, or excuse me, that's not Smith, that's Russell, Josie Russell right there in the middle. And a timeout for Dixie State, and we will take one as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the DSU Trailblazer Volleyball Network.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Welcome back inside the Student Activity Center, where the Mountain Lions currently holding on to a 12-7 lead here in the third set. And for that long pause we had just before this timeout, I think kind of cooled off Dixie State just a little bit. And I know it wasn't as drastic as the Super Bowl power outage, but it's kind of relatable in the same way. So Edge. And that one's scraping off the arms of Faleo, and a serving ace for Edge. And now the Mountain Lions up by 6. If Faleo would have just let that go, that one was clearly going to go out of play, but always tough to judge that right off the serve. And Gamble, quick attack. Dangerous chance right here. And Trainer Gonna set up Faleo. Faleo with the left hand. Gamble again, fires. And Gamble finally comes through for Dixie State. They're trying to feed her right in that middle spot and finds that open space right in the middle. So Jordan Nelson finally back out on the court and with the serve. And some hops from Grace Nelson. And Nelson coming into this game was the team's 4th leading scorer with 124 points, but so far they've been feeding her more than they've been feeding everybody else. And it's been working. That serve tipping off the net, swinging it over to Trainer. And this one going to find Trainer outside and fires and hits. And that was right at the direction of Raylan Edge. And just perfect position right there. And maybe she wasn't expecting it. Here's Faleo. And a serving ace for Toa Faleo. And it looked like it kind of got stuck to Jordan Kinsey there for just a second. So 14-10 now. It's going to finish with Ammerman. And Johnson getting up there. And backdoor to Trainer. Trainer off the hands of Edge. Can the Mountain Lions return it? And they can. And it's going to find Trainer again. And Trainer this time is denied. And it looks like Uddle, no, it was Ammerman again. The other 6-footer for the Mountain Lions. And Faleo ducked out of that one, thinking it was going to go out beyond the line. And a serving ace for Kinsey, and a substitution. Sydney Berenyi is going to check in for Dixie State for the first time in this set. She came in early on in the first set as well. And it's going to find Johnson. Johnson finding that open space in that center back area and comes through. Just over the front wall for the Mountain Lions and comes through. And here's Trainer, and Trainer! Mountain Lions could not return that one. That would have had flames coming off of it. And it's going to find Johnson. Johnson finding the inside. So Dixie State gaining a little bit of momentum once again, but still down by 3. And that was perfect placement. Could not have put that in a better spot. It's going to find Shockley, and Shockley is blocked, but that one is out of play, so stopping the little 3-0 run from Dixie State. And a couple substitutions. And Uddle now. So Johnson. And that's going to come off the hands of number 14. I believe that is Julia Geiger. And short serve from Uddle. So a free point for Dixie State, and Oviatt checks back in for Dixie State. And blocked, and I believe that was off the hands of Ekblad. It looked like that was Lauren Brown. No, it was Shockley. And here's Shockley. Let's set up Johnson. Trainer gonna set up Johnson. And Johnson is gonna come through for Dixie State. And Mountain Lions doing everything they can to gain every little advantage that they can. And Dixie State just hanging on for dear life here in this third set. And it's 18-15. And that serve finding just the inside. And Johnson with multiple hits just finding the inside of the line. It looked like it might have hit the line actually. And tipped, and that one is gonna fall. So now it is 19-16. Like it came off the fingertips of Oviatt. It's gonna finish with Faleo, and Faleo showing off that power as Lauren Brown got a hand on it, and just a 2-point game now. And Ekblad now. And that one's gonna come off the hands of Gamble and into the student section. So back to a 3-point lead. There's Edge. And having to play it safe. And can they keep it alive? And they can. Gotta find Faleo. And blocked. And Gamble hits it out of play, and no dice. And timeout for Coach Felder and Dixie State, and we will take one as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the DSU Trailblazer Volleyball Network.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Welcome back inside the Student Activity Center. 21-17, the score in favor of the Mountain Lions. And Dixie State kind of being caught off guard here in this third set, and what could be the final set if Dixie State turns things around. But the Mountain Lions cleaning everything up this time here in the third set. A completely different story from the first two sets. So 25-19, 25-13, and now they are up 21-17. Again, the head official talking to the scores table before the resume play of the third set, and once again, another lengthy discussion between the scores table and the official. And like I said, a different story all around for the Mountain Lions here in the third set. I think they're just trying to clear up what the score may be. The scoreboard inside the sack says 22-17 right now. And Coach Felder not looking happy at all. And here we go. Going to finish with Faleo, and Faleo is going to come through for Dixie State. As that one bounced off the ceiling and just threw everybody else off guard. As that one came steaming back down. So here's Nelson. Going to find Ammerman. They're going to find Trainer. And Trainer's hit just beyond the back line. So no dice. And 23-18 is the score. It's going to find Faleo, and no way. Faleo fires it, nearly hits our cameraman. And I think he's okay over there. But man, that one went above the entire crowd and hitting the railing right in front of the camera. And blocked. And it looks like it's going to be a point for the Mountain Lions, and we are at game point here in the third set. Mountain Lions trying to force a set 4. And back and forth we go, and that is how set number 3 is going to end. The Mountain Lions taking away set 3, 25-19, and keeping the series alive, now down 2-1. We'll be back in 60 seconds for more Trailblazer volleyball action. You're watching the DS2 Trailblazer Volleyball Network.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel, someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
Welcome back to the Student Activity Center, where Dixie State holding on to a 2-1 lead over the Mountain Lions of Colorado Springs. And just when you thought Dixie State had all the momentum through those first 2 sets, the Mountain Lions put that to a screeching halt. And for the first time in a long time here inside the Student Activity Center, there will be a 4th set. Looking back at their schedule, and the last time that there was a 4th set here, it's never happened inside the Student Activity Center so far this season, but the last time it happened was inside the Burns Arena against Stanislaus State. So it has been a while at home since a 4th set has happened. Just a couple more tips of advice from the coach of the Mountain Lions, Coach Elder. and using as much time and trying to see what else that they can do to throw off Dixie State. And it just seemed like Dixie State, I don't know, I don't want to say they got too ahead of themselves after going up 2-0, but just looked a little different from the first 2 sets. Tale of two stories. And the Mountain Lions capitalized. Teams finishing up their preset routines. And I'm sure Dixie State does not want to see a 5th set from the Mountain Lions after seeing what they did in that 3rd set. And it's going to find Nelson, and Grace Nelson has been the story here so far for the Mountain Lions. Her name has been called quite a lot, and that was off the hands of Trainer. And a freebie for Dixie State. Here's Faleo now. And that one's going to be to Ammerman. But another chance right here. Going to find Nelson. And Gamble from the middle, and Gamble comes through. Faleo again. And Nelson this time is stuffed. And Gamble right there to make sure that that one does not go over. So Gamble at 6'2", and Nelson only 5'8", so a 6-inch difference between those two, and Gamble's going to win that one more times than not. He's going to finish with Johnson. Find Ammerman, and Faleo's right there. Good dig. And Trainer. Find Ammerman again. And back and forth we go. Swinging it over to Trainer. And Nelson this time does not fire. Instead, out beyond the line. And Dixie State now up 4-1 here. So that front wall for Dixie State maybe threw Nelson off guard just a little bit, as there is a significant height difference. And Ammerman firing that one into the coach's bench of the Trailblazers side. And a timeout for Coach Elder and the Mountain Lions, and we'll take one as well. We'll be back in 30 seconds right here on the DSU Trailblazer Volleyball Network.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
And ready to resume play out of that timeout. 5-1 here in the fourth set. And we are underway, and man, Faleo using her magic to squeeze that one right over the net and falling in play. And you can never practice for those. I mean, even trying to hit those intentionally is hard itself. So it is all Dixie State here in the fourth set, 7-1, as that set just a little bit too far outside for Russell. And dangerous chance right here, and a point again for the Trailblazers. And Coach Elder just wants some clarification from the official and why that wasn't a point for the Mountain Lions. And I guess her argument is they can't reach over the net, but they're asking if she touched the ball or not. But either way, it's a point for Dixie State. And able to return it. And that one is blocked, but out of play. I believe it was Trainer that is the one that got the hand on it. And big swing from Johnson and rolled all the way across the net. And a point for the Mountain Lions, nearly getting that one to roll over. If that one would have rolled over, this place would have erupted. Well, there's Morgan. And that is Gamble finding the far side. So 9-3 here. And McKenna Nelson now for Dixie State. And that one's going to find Shockley, and Shockley's hit out beyond the line. And we've seen that a few times now from the Mountain Lions. Just hits going all over the place. And Dixie State is taking advantage of it. Going to find Shockley again. And you're going to find Ekblad right in the middle, and Ekblad saw it all the way. There was nobody even close from that corner. And Ekblad called for it, and she found that open space in that back corner. And great awareness from her. And the Mountain Lions unable to return that one, so Dixie State running away here in the fourth set. And here is McKenna Nelson once again. And finding the middle is Trainer, and Trainer nearly finding the corner. Almost scraped that line. And we're going to take another look at it. That was awfully close. And it might have looked like it could have been called either way. So, but a point for the Mountain Lions. And that serve out of play from Morgan. So 13-4 here in this fourth set. Dangerous chance right here. And Ekblad is going to come through. Lauren Brown got her hand on it. I believe it looked like Smith was trying to keep it alive off the deflection. And now it's 14-4. Ammerman taking advantage of the net. And again, the deflection, just any deflection off the net just throws anybody off guard. You just can't practice for situations like that. I mean, you can try, but I mean, it's just so hard to tell where the ball's going to go once it bounces off that net. And it's going to find Smith, and Smith, who's been relatively quiet here so far, is the team's leading scorer. And that serve low, so a serving ace for Uddle. And it looked like Nelson might have just punched that one unintentionally. So now Dixie just doubling up, 14-7. And that serve going out beyond the line. So a freebie for Dixie State. Sydney Johnson now at the helm. And it's going to find Morgan. And Dixie State able to keep it alive, and that's Faleo keeping it in play. And Trainer going to set up Ekblad. And here's Smith, and Smith sneaking that one inside. And some of the Dixie State players don't really agree with that. We're going to take a better look at it. And it looked like it actually was just on the outside of that line, but could have gone either way. And it's going to find Collins, and Collins didn't quite get the timing she wanted and was behind that one. And the front wall was there to say, Trainer over to Faleo, and Faleo fires that one through that wall. And you're just not going to stop that one. So 16-9 here in the fourth set. So Ekblad going to start it up, going to finish with Collins off that front wall, and Collins comes through. Collins is 5'9", but she sure plays like she's 6'2". And that serve from Ekblad out of play. So a freebie for the Mountain Lions. And Gamble coming in from the middle. And Ferris nearly making a diving play on that one. I believe that one split the two-wall defender. Went through the Twin Towers. That doesn't happen very often. And that serve from Brown going out of play. So 18-11 now. And Jordan Nelson checks back in, and now to serve. And Trainer, big smack, and deflecting off that wall and into the bench for Colorado Springs. Well, it looks like it was Nelson who was the lone defender on that attack. And Nelson doesn't get it over the net, so Dixie State running away once again. And pouncing back and forth, but Dixie State no problem. And that's going to come off the hands of Geiger. As that one, it was just out of reach of McKenna Nelson. Or excuse me, that was Ferris who was just a foot behind. It's going to finish with Faleo. Faleo's just punching it over, and Faleo making a play out of a busted play and coming through. Here's Faleo. Swinging it over to Nelson, and Nelson has to improvise on that set, but she comes through because it was just out in front of her in front wall. Can't stay up there forever, so good hesitation hit from Nelson. And that serve barely skimming over the net, and Trainer comes flying in. So a kill for Meg Trainer. She's been relatively quiet tonight. That was off the hands of Smith. And here's Nelson again. Setting up Ammerman and somehow keeping that one alive. And Jordan Nelson making that tremendous save, but just couldn't get back up to make the third and final hit. Here's Kinsey. And that serve going out beyond the line. Good call from that Trailblazer back line. So 23-14. And here's Trainer. He's going to set up Ammerman, front wall. And they're going to call a block error on Sydney Johnson. And substitutions for the Mountain Lions. Uddle and Geiger check in. It's going to finish with Collins. Collins, big windup, and comes through, and just like that, we are at game point here in what could be the fourth and final set of the night. Here's Sid Johnson. And it's going to finish with Smith, and Smith, the Mountain Lions able to keep it alive. Swinging it over to Faleo, and blocked, and out of play. And that is the game. 25-15, your final score here in the fourth set, and Dixie State victorious 3-1. 25-19, 25-13. Mountain Lions took set 3, 25-19, and Dixie State winning the fourth and final set 25-15 to take home the victory tonight. With that, Dixie State moves on to 6-2 in conference play, 11-5 overall, and as for Colorado Springs, they drop to an even 500 in conference play, 4-4, and drop to 6-10 overall on this season. Don't worry, we have another game here tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. right here inside the Student Activity Center against Colorado School of Mines. You'll want to be here for that one. That will be the match of the week for the Lady Trailblazers. For myself, James Guerin, and everyone else here at CEC TV, we thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon right here in the Student Activity Center. Have a great Friday night, guys. Aloha.